Chapter 1. The First Appointment. The soft chime of the studio door broke through the quiet hum of spa music, barely noticeable against the warm scent of eucalyptus and lavender that wrapped around the room like a gentle fog. Joey glanced at the time, 5:45 p.m., his last client for the day. He stood from the couch in the lounge and stretched, his muscles flexing under the snug black tee he wore. His frame was unmistakably strong, thick legs that carried his weight with quiet confidence, arms toned from years of hands-on work, and a body shaped not by vanity, but by function. His moreno skin gleamed under the dim lights, warm and clean, giving him a glow that seemed effortless. He moved with a calm energy, one that said, "I've done this 100 times," but with a smile that felt fresh every single time. As he stepped into the hallway, he wore his signature, a cute, disarming smile with a hint of mischief and charm. It made people feel at ease. Clients always commented on his eyes, how warm and beautiful they were, how they seemed to laugh even when he didn't say much. But Joey? He laughed to keep things light. He smiled so no one would ask what was behind it. "Good evening, sir," he said as he approached the man near the door. "First time here?" The guy looked up and smiled politely. Tall, at least a head taller than Joey, with fair skin and sharp, clean features. His white button-up shirt was slightly wrinkled at the sleeves, navy slacks tailored just enough to show he had taste, not flash. His shoes were damp at the edges. Rain outside, maybe? "Yeah," the man said, brushing a hand through neatly styled hair. "Someone at work told me to check this place out. Said, 'Your hands are life-changing.'" Joey let out a soft chuckle, more amused than flattered. "They say that until the pressure hits. Then they start crying for their moms." The man laughed, and the tension in his shoulders eased. "Adrian," he said, offering his hand. Joey shook it. Firm grip, no more than a second. "Joey." There was a brief pause. Joey tilted his head slightly, still smiling. "Room 3's yours. Undress to your comfort level and lie face down. I'll knock in a few." "Got it." Joey lingered for a moment, watching the curtains sway gently before turning to prep the oils and warm towels. He wasn't expecting anything special tonight. He never did. A few minutes later, Joey entered the room. Adrian was already lying on the table, the sheet covering him from the waist down. His back was pale, dotted with small freckles near the shoulder blades. His clothes were folded neatly on the chair, shoes tucked under. Joey scanned him quickly, habitually. There was slight tension around the trapezius, more down the lower spine. Desk job. Probably long hours, maybe stress, maybe more. He dimmed the lights to a soft amber and rubbed oil between his palms until it warmed. The room was quiet, safe, cocooned from the outside world. "Ready?" Joey asked softly. Adrian gave a small nod without turning. Joey began. His strokes were long and fluid at first, spreading warmth across Adrian's upper back. Each pass was precise, intentional. He worked silently, mapping the muscles with touch rather than sight. His fingers pressed deeper, kneading at the base of Adrian's neck, moving lower along the spine. Adrian sighed, melting under Joey's touch. Joey said nothing. He didn't talk unless the client did first. Not because he was cold, but because his energy was sacred, guarded. He was here to heal muscles, not hearts. "Wow," Adrian mumbled, half dazed. "You weren't kidding. This really is something else." Joey smiled to himself. "I do what I can." Then silence again. That was how Joey liked it. He moved lower, gliding down Adrian's sides with firm but careful pressure. His thumbs traced around the curve of the waist, then up again in long sweeps. As he worked down to the hips and upper legs, he noticed the way Adrian's breath hitched slightly. Not out of discomfort, something else. Joey said nothing. He felt the tension there. Emotional, not muscular. A kind of quiet craving most clients didn't admit. But Joey didn't ask. He didn't need to. When his hands reached the thighs, he slowed down. His palms pressed deep, rolling the muscles gently, firmly. Adrian's calves twitched slightly in response. Joey shifted his weight, leaned in, and murmured softly, "Let me know if I need to stop." Adrian shook his head slowly. "No. This is good." The session continued in a rhythm. Touch, breath, release. By the time Joey was done, Adrian's body was slack, almost boneless. He had melted into the table, his chest rising and falling in a steady lull. Joey stepped away quietly, wiped his hands, and tapped Adrian's shoulder gently. "We're done, sir." Adrian blinked his eyes open, slowly pushing himself up. His hair was slightly mussed, cheeks flushed. He looked at Joey and smiled, not out of politeness, but something softer, grateful, light. "That was incredible," he said, voice low. Joey gave a small smile, folding the towel. "Glad you liked it." He turned to leave, but paused when Adrian spoke again. "Do you do private sessions? Like, outcall?" Joey didn't miss a beat. He looked at Adrian directly. "No relationships, no attachments. I keep things simple." Adrian looked caught off guard for a second, but then nodded, almost smiling. "Didn't mean anything like that. Just asking." Joey's smile returned, faint but real. "I'm straightforward. You'll get used to it." Adrian chuckled softly, collecting his things. "See you next week?" Joey asked casually, already knowing the answer. Yeah, I think so." As Adrian left, Joey stood behind the counter again, watching the glass door close with a soft chime. The room was quiet again. The music still played. He didn't know Adrian's story. He didn't need to. But something about the way Adrian lingered, it stayed with him longer than it should have.